Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's all going wrong for Harry and Meghan. They've unveiled their Christmas card featuring their children, Archie and Lilibet. But of course, we don't get to see the children's faces. We see them from the back. So what kind of a card is that? Do they actually have any friends to send these things to? I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but let's be honest. Nobody really sends out Christmas cards anymore these days. We've all got better things to do. And Christmas cards aren't really on the list of priorities, nice though the gesture may seem. Now, the card has 6 pictures on it. One of them shows Meghan hugging a young girl, and another shows Prince Harry clasping the hand of a man lying in bed. Oh, how compassionate of the pair. But actions speak louder than words. And if they are really both that compassionate, why don't they take their kids to meet their grandparents? And why won't Meghan go and see her dad? Her dad, of course, who was very sick, who suffered from a stroke, who was unable also to come to her wedding. She invited a load of people that she didn't know and hadn't ever met before. Oprah Winfrey, a load of celebrities who was pretty sure she didn't know. Obviously, it now is clear that they were setting up the groundwork for these interviews and that interview on Oprah. I mean, you can't purport to be compassionate and then demonstrate the most galling lack of it. And as for forgiveness, I'd hate to see these two in an argument with each other. It's astonishing that they think that people will buy into any of this. If I'm thinking this, I suspect others must also be doing the exact same thing. Oh, here we are, hugging the sick and dying and visiting those less privileged than ourselves. But, oh no, we can't possibly go and see our own parents when they are ill, or be kind enough to take our kids to see their grandparents. We would rather the king, who is battling cancer, comes to the States to see them instead. And because we fear for Meghan's safety in the UK, but we're happy to travel to Nigeria and Colombia, arguably 2 of the most dangerous places on earth. Oh, it's all so childish and ridiculous. Grow up, the pair of you. No one's buying into this, which is why you're so unpopular. People aren't stupid. They haven't forgotten, and neither will they. Even the Chateau Riven Rock, or Rocky House of Horrors, only joking, that's the mansion that they purchased in Montecito, has fallen in value. It seems almost everything they touch depreciates, which is sad because of the incredible opportunity that they had to make a difference. But the only real difference they have made, in my view, has been to be the catalyst that has helped to attempt to destroy the British royal family. And they are so bitter about the way they feel they've been treated. It seems because of this, anything goes. But they're not alone in attempting, as it would appear, to bring down the royal family, albeit Andrew's isn't deliberate. The bumbling Prince, a Walter Mitty character who has managed to embroil himself with people who most would avoid like the plague. God help us. Andrew is an absolute disaster. They can't get him out of Royal Lodge, which it seems he hasn't paid for the upkeep for. That was part of the reasoning for him even living there. His income has been significantly reduced. No one knows where he gets his money from, and apparently the royal family can't even ask. And of course he was linked to paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. And now someone who is suspected of being a Chinese spy. I mean, you really couldn't make this up. Where Andrew is concerned, most people don't know whether to laugh or cry. But he continues to inflict damage on the reputation of the monarchy and has taken the front cover of many a national newspaper for the past week. The Duke of York, that is, Andrew's guys, is at the centre of fresh controversy after Yang Tembo, one of his former confidants, referred to only as H6 until his identity was forcibly revealed by a court order earlier this week, was barred from the UK for covert and deceptive activity. I mean, seriously, Andrew, how did you get yourself involved in this nonsense? The ins and outs of his friendship with H6 is unclear, or the full details haven't yet been revealed, but UK authorities have alleged that Yang formed an unusual degree of trust with the prince and developed relationships with politicians to be leveraged by China. So, in my view, Yang is basically a spy. Mr. Yang has said that the allegation that he is one is entirely untrue, but then he would say that, and denied doing anything unlawful. Well, maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but the fact that this person got so close to Prince Andrew yet again shows either an astonishing level of arrogance if he was warned, or an incredible lack of judgment if he wasn't. Either way, it's still bad. It's still very, very, very bad. And as for Christmas dinner, well, apparently Sarah Ferguson, that is Andrew's ex, has had to persuade him not to join the royal family at Sandringham on Christmas Day. I mean, you'd think he would know better, or you'd think he'd realise that he would be an unwelcome guest, sparing the Windsors further embarrassment amid allegations of his close friendship with an alleged Chinese spy. Andrew has been an utter embarrassment for some time now to the royal family. Remember that interview with Emily Maitlis, where he said that he doesn't sweat? All that details about Pizza Express, oh come on, it was just terrible. Worse still, he actually thought at the end of it that he'd done a good job, apparently going against palace advice in doing the interview in the first place. I mean, that is him all over. Thank the Lord, though, for Prince William and Princess Catherine, who have conducted themselves with dignity and pride. And of course, the King Charles, and Queen Camilla, who wasn't initially liked, but she, let's all credit to her, worked very hard to win the love of this country and indeed the press. Both recently have had their health battles, but both have done it with absolute dignity and held themselves with utter respect and absolute love for this country. You can see that they are passionate about the United Kingdom. The Prince and Princess of Wales's attendance at King Charles's annual pre-Christmas lunches hanging in the balance. This is something that they do every year, as the monarch has moved the traditional location to Buckingham Palace. That is according to new claims. So the festive family event, which typically brings together around about 70 members of the extended royal family, faces uncertainty as to whether William and Kate, and of course their 3 children, will be present. And the Wales's family, however, will join King Charles and Queen Camilla at Sandringham House for Christmas Day, which is a long-standing royal tradition at the Norfolk residence. Let's hope, though, that the nonsense that these non-working royals have shown doesn't damage the royal family even further. And we pray to God that they avoid these non-workings Christmas dinner altogether. God save the King.